Okay, let's start by hooking up the combo boxes. But before I do that, so I missed the callback for command show IMDB. So that's the callback when you click on the show IMDB page button. So let's just go ahead and add show IMDB, and it's just going to pass for now. Okay, so the combo boxes are going to touch all three layers of our app. So let me talk about how this is going to work. So as I said before, there's going to be a data layer, which is going to be inside of a database class. And then there's going to be a show layer, actually a logic layer, which is going to have the classes that my program uses for logic. So in this program, we're going to have a class for shows that come out of IMDb database. And then we'll also have a really simple class for genres and a simple class for types. So genres, show genres in the combo box, show types in the other combo box, and then shows in the tree view in the table. So we're going to put all that in one class file for now. In a more complicated program, we'd probably want to have a separate file for each class. I think that's cleaner. But in the version on GitHub, I'm only using a single file, so that's what I'll do here as well. So here's my show class. And this is going to have, I'm going to stub this out for now. So there's going to be a class for show and a class for genre. Actually call it show genre. And a class for show type. And then in the database, there's going to be a class for database. And then the rules are pretty simple here. So basically, the database class is going to be the only class that talks to the data source. And the data source could be a bunch of different things. It could be a file, it could be a network socket. In this case, it's going to be a connection to a database server. And only this class will actually talk to the database. But it's going to return results in a format that are database independent, right? So the rest of the program doesn't want to know where the data comes from. Only the database class wants to know where the data comes from. As far as the UI goes, all the UI cares about is that it has some show data that it wants to display, or it has some genre, a genre type that it wants to select to retrieve show data. It doesn't care where it's coming from. So we need to take the data that comes out of the database and convert it into a form that is more descriptive of what it really is and less descriptive of what the data source is. So that's what the show class is for. So database class is going to fetch rows out of a database table, but it's going to package them up as a list of show objects. And then the browser UI is going to know how to deal with a list of show objects or a list of show genres or a list of show types. So database layer talks to the database. The logic layer is going to sandwich in between the data layer and the UI layer. So the UI is only going to know about show objects and show genres and show types. And the logic layers are going to connect to the database. So on one end you have the database, in the middle you have the show classes, and on the other end you have the UI that the user interacts with. So that means in the browser layer here, when we want to initialize our combo box, we're going to call something like self.setupCombo, genre combo. And we're going to define that here. So what this is going to want to do is it's going to want to go to the show class and call a method on show genre that fetches the genres. So instead of a pass here, this is going to have a method, and I'm going to make this a static method. So a static method does not rely on an object. So I don't have to create a show genre object in order to call the static method. I can just say show genre dot fetch genres. So unlike a method on an object where I would actually get a self object here, a self variable here, a static method doesn't get that because it doesn't rely on an object. It just relies on the class. So for now, what this is going to do is it's just going to call a database method to actually fetch the data, and it's going to return those results. So we're going to return database dot fetch genres. And then in order to access database, we have to import database from the database module. But bear with me for a second. So I'm going to go to the database module, and here I'm going to have fetch genres, except this doesn't really want to have a database object either. I want to share a connection to the database across all of these functions that get called. So what I actually want here is something called a class method. And if you define a class method, you get this CLS object by default. So this CLS object is my database class, not a database object. And the reason that I want this to be a class method instead of a static method is because on my database class, I'm going to have a connection. So I'm going to call that connection. And I'm using an underscore here because this is a private property. I don't want anybody else looking at it or changing it. It's just going to be none to start with. And then I'm going to come back to this when I actually implement the database code. So for now, I'm just going to stub this, and it's going to return a list of objects. And so each of these is going to be a show genre object. And then I'm going to have a constructor for show genre objects that takes a string like sci-fi and a show genre like comedy and a show genre like fantasy. And I'll just do one more. And so on. So these will be the actual genres coming out of the Internet Movie Database. So I'm making a list of those genre objects and returning them. And then eventually this will actually go to the database to get them. Now I'm making show genre objects, so I need to import show genre from the show class. But if you look at show genre, it uses a database method called fetch genres. So this needs to import database, and database needs to import show. So normally what I would do is at the top of this thing, for example, I would say import database. And that works here. But then if I go over to my database class and at the top say something like from show import show genre, it seems to work, but if I actually run it, I'm going to get a problem. So let me go ahead and say genres equal show dot fetch genres. And then here I need to import show. Actually, I want to import show genre, and I want to use show genre here. Okay, so I'm not getting any warnings or errors, but if I try to run this, I get an error, cannot import name show genre from partially initialized module show. So circular import is what's going on. So show tries to import database, and database tries to import show, and you can't do both things at the same time. So that's why I get this error here. And the way to fix that is actually pretty easy. So I don't actually need show genre until I actually get inside of this function here, right? So it's going to go ahead and import all of this code, and it's not actually going to execute this import until I call the fetch genres method, and then it won't be circular anymore. So if I go ahead and run that, so module database has no attribute fetch genres. So let me fix this import line. So from database import database. Okay, so that almost worked. And now I need the constructor for show genre. So here's my init method. And it's going to take a genre. And it's just going to set self.underGenre equal genre. And once again, I'm making this is basically private, so I'm using underscore to show that. And then I need an accessor. So getGenre is going to return self.getGenre. And that should be it for genres. So let me try now. Okay, so no errors. Now, the other thing I want to do is, let me see if I have one of these here. Let me go ahead and run this again. So when I run this, you'll see it starts out under or dash dash all genres dash dash, and then all the rest of the items in the list come out of the database. And that's what I want to do here too. So first I want to make a constant for that dash dash all genres, and I'm going to put that on show genre. So let's call that all genres. And if I make this a constant and I use that constant everywhere, then I can change this easily without needing to pick through my code and finding where it's referenced. So now there's show genre dot all genres, and then in my setup genre combo, I get back a list of genre objects. I want to set the values for the combo box to be the list of those things. So what I want is self.genreCombo values is equal to an array show genre dot all genres, and then I'm going to concatenate in another list. So I'm going to do a list comprehension here, which is a little complicated, but basically I want to turn a list of genre objects into a list of genre strings, just strings, which I do by calling get genre on each of these objects. And so that's going to look like, let's call it genre dot get genre for genre in genres. So basically, genre is going to go through each of the items in genres, and it's going to call get genre on each of those things and return a list of those results. That's going to get concatenated in with this value, and that's what I'm going to set the genre combo to. So let's see what happens. Oh, let's see. So that's self.getGenre. Oh, that's not what I want. What I want is that. Okay. So try running it again. There. Not quite. Actually, it did populate the list, but then I also want to select get genre as the first item. And so I need to set selected here. So self.genre combo current. That might be it. Let's try it. Oh, that works. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing with type here. So let's set up type combo. And this is going to be exactly the same, except it's going to be type combo. Actually, show type, and then get type for type and types. Okay, so now I need a show type class in my show package. And that's going to look just like show genre. Oh, I already have it. So let me go ahead and do that. Type, types, all types. Type, type, under type, and then fetch types from the database. Okay, so that should be good. And then in the database, I'm just going to stub that as well. So this is another class method. Fetch types. And from show, import show type this time. So these are going to be show types. And this is going to be a movie and TV series and TV short and TV episode. Okay, so I think that's everything. Let's go ahead and try running it again. Show type is not defined, so I need to make sure that's imported. So import show genre and show type. Okay, so all genres, comedy, all types, TV series. Okay, now let's hook up the selection change. And this is a little different from attaching a command to a button because buttons really only have one thing. You click on them. But combo boxes are a little different. So what we really want to do is something called binding. We want to bind an action to the button. And the exact event that we want to bind here is, I forget exactly, but we're going to look it up. So we're going to do tkinter combo box selection. Actually, it's a selection change event. Select event. Oh, it's combo box selected. Nope. Nope. And let's look for combo box selected. I think that's it, actually. I think it's combo box selected. So let's see. Let's try it. So I'm going to click on plus there, actually double click, and I'm going to change this to combo box selected. And then the callback handler is going to be, this is genre, so genre changed. Genre selected. And then let me do the same thing here for type. So this is combo box selected. And this is type selected. And then I'm going to save. And then here in my app, I'm going to go ahead and add callbacks. So this is going to be genre selected. And it gets an event, which I'm not actually going to look at. But let's go ahead and print genre changed. And then I believe this is going to be self.genre combo get current. We'll get the index of the thing. That's current. Let's start there. And then we'll do the same thing for type. Type combo get current. I may have to look this up as well. So let's go ahead and see what we get. Missing callback for command callback. So I forgot to, I forgot to click off of there. So save. And select. Okay, so it wasn't get current. So let's go ahead and look for getting the selected in the combo box. tkinter combo box get selected. Current value. I think it's just get. Okay. Is that going to work? Let's try it. Okay, so that works. All right, so now we're selecting the right thing, and that works for type and combo. So then the last thing we want to do is populate these combo boxes with the actual values out of the database. But that's a little complicated, so let's go ahead and do that in the next video.